Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our presentation. I'm Songjia, and together with my partner Lo Wenhao, we are excited to share our action research project, Mental Disability Campaign, breaking the invisible wall. We have divided our presentation into 8 main parts. We will first talk about the concept of mental disability, then share a real case study of UCAM student. After that, we'll share you how we design and run our campus campaign across 3 digital platforms. And finally, we'll share our conclusion and reflection. First, let's look at the definition. Generally, a mental disorder is a condition that affects how a person thinks, learns, communicates, and manages daily emotion. When we focus on psychiatric disability, specifically depressive disorder, the core features are persistent low mood, loss of interest, and very low energy. This makes normal communication with others very difficult, which heavily impact their daily lives. To make our research meaningful, we looked into a real lived experience. We conducted an in-depth interview with Xiaofei Zhao, a 22 years old international student from China who is currently studying here in the UKM. Xiaofei Zhao's medical history shows a very tall, real lady. His depression makes normal socializing almost impossible. He feels a constant sense of anger toward his surroundings and suffers from chronic insomnia, going to sleep at 4 a.m. every single day. Right now, he survives by taking regular medication and talking to mental health professionals. Through our intervention, we found 2 main things. First, regarding the cause, Xiangfei Zhao survived depression started back in junior high school, mainly triggered by pressure from his teacher and a complex family issue. And second one, when he come to university, things got worse because he cannot concentrate in class. His grade dropped, and the teacher who didn't understand his sickness criticized him. Even worse, his peer lacked empathy. Some ridiculed him, while others isolated and avoided him entirely. So how can we help? 像肥皂 shared that on a personal level, peers should offer quiet companionship and understanding without judgment or criticism. We can also help them with basic daily routines like eating and resting to reduce their loneliness. On a larger level, our university environment must change. We need to stop the stigma and label depression and just thinking too much. UKM should provide more accessible, free counseling service and give the student reasonable academic rest and friendly communication when they are sick. Let's move on slide 7. You can see a screenshot our online depth intervention with Xiangfei Zhao. This screenshot confirm the transparency and the reality of our qualitative data. Thank you.
Based on Beijing's story, let's look at the bigger picture. According to the World Health Organization in 2026, an invisible mental disability is a long-term impairment of brain chemistry that changes how a person thinks and acts. This is a hidden campus epidemic. In modern universities, 70% to 80% of these disabilities are completely invisible. Peers often think these students are just lazy or had a bad attitude. But scientifically, this is a state called functional executive dysfunction. It is a real biological losses of energy and a drop in brain processing capacity, not a choice. To take action, we created the trial platform protocol. We used three digital tools to run our campaign. First, on Microsoft Teams, we shared Feijiao's real-life stories to build an emotional connection with over 10 classmates. Second, we used Blockit, a fast 3-minute quiz game to test and challenge our peers' hidden bias. Third, we launched an online petition using Microsoft Forms to turn students' sympathy into real action for school policy change. This is our campaign timelines. In phase 1, we analyzed the interview transcripts and used Feijiao's academic struggles to design our blockade questions. In phase 2, we held a live event, presenting on Teams, running the blockade game, and shared the petition link in the chat box. Now, in phase 3, we collected all the signature data to write a formal proposal for Gggv administrating, asking for flexible policies like mental health leave. Let's focus on the game part, the blockade protocol. Our main goal was break the common misunderstanding among healthy students. This 3-minute quiz forced participants to check their quick assumptions against the scientific facts. It acted like a scientific mirror, showing people that their common sense about depression might actually be a harmful bias. As you can see on slide 12, these are the real questions we put in the blockade system. For example, question 2 tests whether students know that missing deadlines and skipping classes due to depression is actually a brain issue called functional executive dysfunctions rather than being lazy. The live backend data from Blockit showed an interesting result. The average accuracy rate of our classmates was only 63%. This proves that even nice, well-meaning students also have several blind spots about mental illness. Rising awareness cannot just rely on saying "be kind." We must teach them the real scientific facts. To turn awareness into real change, we look at the data from Microsoft Forms. The result from our UCAM peers was clear and powerful. 80% of participants voted yes to support a new policy for a penalty-free mental health leave in UKM. Even better, 100% of them voted yes to demand a 48-hour assignment extension buffer during acute sickness. This proves that once students learn the biological tools, they are ready to act together to support their vulnerable peers. Here is our conclusion. Our study of Feijiao's 70-year struggle proves that invisible mental disabilities are real neurological conditions, not attitude issues. The real problems on campus is not the students' sickness, but the rigid university system that refuses to understand their realities. Through our trial platform campaigns, we successfully turned one person's story into a wider campus movement. We moved from simply feeling sorry for them to demanding real policy flexible. Our ultimate version is summarized in this sentence: inclusivity is not an act of charity, it is a redesign of our educational environment. We formally call upon the UKM Faculty of Education to lead the shift away from the old medical model, which focused on fixing the broken students, and adopt the neurodiversity paradigm, which focus on the flexing the rigid environment. True inclusive education means making our academic rules flexible enough to protect the right to education for every unique brand. As shown in our final campaign screenshot, true inclusive means bringing more people in. Change is always at our fingertips. We believe that real change begins with the evidence and the collective action we showed you today. Thank you so much. That's all.